I think what the NBA is doing here is sending a message that, hey, we suspend you, you run back, you get on your podcast, you become more famous talking about the suspension, and I'm not going to capitulate. Okay, you come back and you get back into some of the same issues that we just suspended you off of. Now we're going to show you who's really the boss here. We're going to take you off the court. And I don't care. Listen, when you hear someone's the heart and soul of a basketball team, like Draymond Green is, the heart and soul of a football team, that means this game means everything to them. Draymond, the basketball game, it means everything to him. They're taking away what means everything to you. You can go on and say, well, I made plenty of money, I'm ready, I'm set, I'm good. Yeah, but this is what you love doing the most, and we're going to rip this from you. They're sending a loud message to you, to everybody else. We're not putting up with this, and you're not going to be running back on your podcast talking about us like we're somebody soft. Draymond Green's losing $155,000 a game the first 20 games, and then another $200,000 after 20 games. That's a lot of money to be acting crazy about on a court. So trust me, I think they get his attention this time around.
I believe that Draymond should be suspended for a good long while, because even yesterday, even last night, I'm scrolling through the thread on Twitter, and I'm looking at these compilations of all of Draymond's incidents year after year after year after year, and it's just staggering to me that the NBA has allowed and sort of backed off and sort of enabled him to continue. But now he's been suspended 3 times in 3 weeks. We're not even to Christmas. The old saying is the NBA season doesn't even start until Christmas Day. Well, he's already a 3-time quote-unquote loser before Christmas Day.
Wait, what's the third? What's the third suspension? I know the first is a choke.
Well, it's 3 times in. He's 2 times. Maybe I'm going back to Jordan Poole that he didn't get suspended for, but he's got 2 for sure this year.
Yeah, 2. The choke
3.
in this incident the other night, right?
Yes,
so
yes,
it's 2.
Right.
And then maybe I'm going back to there's a Sabonis thing. Okay.
Yes, that may be it.
I'm losing track because it's such a flood of things, of incidents. But here's my fear. Here's my concern about this. I still haven't gotten over what happened with Ja Morant, because I'll remind both of you that it's less than a year ago that I felt like we got bamboozled about an indefinite suspension for Ja Morant. I'm talking about the first gun episode, the one at Shotgun Willie's in Denver, if you recall.
Yes.
After a game in Denver that they had lost, and he flashes the gun on IG Live at the club. And suddenly he is suspended indefinitely. Ja Morant was. And we're like, okay, and what? And he's going to get some help. Even he issued a statement, I need to seek some help. And then there was the Woj report. He's seeking help at a rehab facility in Florida. Do you remember this?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so he's going to Florida. And I'm thinking, good for him.
Few days.
And I sat right here and I thought, because if you know these programs, and I do, it's usually 6 weeks minimum. Do you remember Tiger went for his sex addiction or whatever it was back in, remember when he went to Mississippi? But he was there for 6 weeks.
Yes, I remember.
Okay, so that was 6 weeks of that, because that's the standard time at one of those facilities to get you some serious, lasting kind of help.
Yeah.
Ja couldn't have been there more than like 2 days, because the next thing I know, wait, he's back in New York meeting with the commissioner, and they're ironing things out, and he's convincing the commissioner he's okay, and he's ready and able to play NBA basketball again. And before I know it, it's March 22nd, and he's back playing for the Grizzlies.
Yes.
He missed 8 total games, okay? 8 total games, and before I know it, he's in the game, and then after the game, I think it was Luke Kennard was being interviewed, and he photobombs the Luke Kennard interview on live TV, and he does the lyric, you know the lyric, it's a parade inside my city, and we know what the rest of that that song is, and those are lyrics that the commissioner would not love Ja sort of standing behind at that point in time as he tries to make his way back into the league. And obviously, nothing took there because it wasn't long. It was just 2 months later that once again he's in the car with one of his buddies and he flashes the gun on IG Live again, and now it's a 25-game suspension. I'm just saying, sometimes the league wants to look like, for a great PR move, we're going to drop the hammer on Draymond. We're going to come down hard on Draymond with an indefinite suspension. And it sounds great until it isn't. When you say, well, wait a second, what is it exactly? Is he out for 25 games like Ja? Or is it possible that 2 weeks from now we'll hear, oh, he's meeting with the commissioner again and he's sorted things out in his personal life and everything's cool now and Draymond's about to be back? Because if you look at 8 games, it would be December 30th for the Golden State Warriors. He could be back if it were that sort of a Ja suspension of, you know, about 9 months ago.
Well, the difference between the Ja situation, Skip, and Draymond's situation is Ja went to, it was almost reported it was a rehab, but it was never. It was counseling session in Florida that he actually attended because he would not cop to having any other issues. So then he wound up coming back, meeting with the commissioner. That was, you know, whatever, it was supposed to be solved. Then he got into the other situation in the car that they claimed was a toy gun later on, or whatever the case may have been, and that wound up getting him even more time off. So it's a little bit different for me when I look at Ja's situation versus Draymond's, because Ja was on his course to self-destructing to a whole nother level. Where, you understand what I'm saying? Where Draymond, this is basketball-related things. Where Ja stuff was not basketball-related, was more about, I think I want to be in the streets and not really understand it.
I agree.
No, the hell you don't, because you don't know what these streets is really about.
Not the Memphis streets.
Right.
Streets in general.
Also, Skip. Right. Also, Skip, I want to get back to what you're talking about. What I believe, too, is Draymond has to be careful here, right? However serious or whatever this game, whatever this suspension comes back to, this, I would call, is the setup. This is the setup. They put an indefinite suspension on it this time, and, yeah, they may let you back in 8 games. But they're saying the next time, yeah, buddy, we're going to have everything we need to put you out of this league for a minute. So it's the setup for the next time, them being able to say, now you're going to sit down for a long time, if not forever. He has to be careful now.
How many games do you think he should get, Skip? Because you said you think he should be suspended for an extended period of time. But
yesterday I said 10, which would be double the 5 that he was just suspended for.
Right.
Then I slept on it, and it feels more 20-ish to me because I looked at the magnitude of all the offenses, so many, year after year after year. But I'll also say this. I believe this commissioner is very conflicted here because, to your point, Keyshawn, none of this is off-the-court stuff. There's no legal problem. He's not breaking laws here. He's breaking NBA rules, but not laws. And Draymond is wildly watchable and popular. To me, he's a top 5 player in the league in entertainment value because we all watching. Yeah, just watch it because you never know. And is he a wrestling villain or is he, what?
Interesting you say that because I find myself struggling to watch the Golden State Warriors, even though I love Steph and I love Clay. But when Dre's not there, it's like something's missing from the team.
And remember, Draymond is closely aligned with LeBron, even though they've been friendly rivals. They are close friends. He's represented by Clutch and Rich Paul. As you just talked about, Rich is going to meet with Dunleavy today, and they're going to try to sort this out. And already Draymond is aligned with TNT because he's sort of a part-time on-air person for them. He has some relationship with them, which at some point when he segues into a second career will be, I think, full-time. It feels like it is. They use him as one of their own. He's already one of theirs. Well, all this is difficult on the commissioner because there's so much good there along with all the bad, but all the bad is very entertaining to watch. And so I think they're conflicted about the length of suspension because they don't want Golden State to go completely away, and I don't think they want Draymond to go completely away because people love to watch him operate.
See, to go completely away, and I understand what Michael's saying about the setup. I get it. I get the setup, but I don't feel that that's in the cards. I don't think that they are trying to remove him from the game of basketball for 30 games. Because much like you said, Skip, when you start to do that, you not only affect Draymond, you affect the Golden State Warriors, which is a big ticket item for your league, and you also affect the other players on Golden State's team that had nothing to do with the behavior of Draymond Green, even though there are people out there that want to try and hold Steph Curry and Klay Thompson accountable for his actions because they know him, their teammate is, they've been around him. People want to make it seem like they're supposed to all of a sudden put him in line and get him in check. It's like, well, no, he's his own man. They can't, they can have a conversation with him and say, Dre, stop it. But in the end, he's going to do what he feels he could do until such due time that he can't anymore.
Yeah. So,
but what the league is also, what the league is saying though, okay, Draymond, we afford you a great opportunity. And because you're on one of the more visible teams in the National Basketball Association, you get extra eyes on you. And then I got one of them letters, and the letter said to me, because you play for the Dallas Cowboys and you enjoy such notoriety, usually we will give most people a 4-game vacation. But you, Michael, with the Dallas Cowboys, you're going to get 5 because it's the Dallas Cowboys. Really? I'm just telling you how that thing came back to me. I didn't want that 5-game vacation. I was trying to get 3. Give him 1 leg. You know what I mean? But he gave me a 5-game vacation, and he said because I played for the Dallas Cowboys.
Really?
I think some of that comes into play here. Draymond Green, now they're saying to Draymond, let us take your stage away. Yes, you're an entertainer, you're a performer, and you use all of these platforms. Let us take your stage away and see what happens. They're going to get him in check. What I'm interested in is how is Draymond going to be after this? How is he going to sell Draymond on the podcast as the villain that doesn't listen to anybody and do his own thing? Because they're about to make you capitulate to get back that platform.
Michael, you didn't just have the letter. Reading the letter, did you? Was that the letter that you picked up?
No.
Oh, I was about to
No. I don't need to read the letter. I went over that letter so many times, it's engraved in my head. I got to get extra game. Why I got to get an extra game? You know what I mean? So I know what that letter says. Trust me, I know what that letter
Michael,
says.
I've never heard that. Being the student of Cowboy history that I am, I never heard that you got an extra game just because you played for the Dallas Cowboys.
Absolutely. Oh, that's what the commissioner said. No joke. I promise you.
Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.